But anyway, I'm concerned when I heard the other day the Secretary of Defense say that the United States military must prepare for more fighting future wars against insurgents and militias, such as in Iraq and Afghanistan, rather than spend money and time preparing for conventional conflicts. Overemphasizing the department's focus on training and equipment for counterinsurgency mission appears to be simply a rationalization of a short-term budget decision made in waning months of this administration. I'm worried because we've been saying over and over again, let's look beyond Iraq, let's make sure we get the military back to the position where it should be. These decisions have left the armed forces in a degraded state of readiness, and both of us, when Jerry was chairman, when Bill was chairman, we have tried to increase the amount of money for the military to increase their readiness without the support of the administration in many cases. They've left the facilities directly impact service personnel quality of life in disrepair. And every place we've gone, we've seen a disrepair. They have left many defense acquisition programs broken or badly damaged. I sent a letter to Secretary of Defense saying, Mr. Secretary, we've got some real problems here. We've got to fix this procedures by sending a budget up to it. We've got to stop the supplementals, put it all in one budget so we can have some semblance of order when we look at these decisions. And these decisions failing to take into account the potential missions of the U.S. Armed Forces must prepare for and may have to undertake in the years ahead. I find these comments questionable that he's made at a time when not one combat unit in the United States is rated as combat ready. We need a national strategy. We've tried to provide a national strategy to identify both near-term and long-term threats to this country. We need a vigorous debate to achieve this strategy, and this hasn't happened since the Cold War. Now, I hope that in the base bill and this supplemental we're moving in that direction. I hope that's what we're going to be able to accomplish. Now, we spend more money on intelligence than any other country in the world. Put them all together, we spend more money. I got Punxsutawney Phil in my district. Punxsutawney Phil comes out once a year. He sees his shadow, and 50% of the time he's right. Well, I'll tell you, I wouldn't say that the intelligence effort that we spend so much money on is any more than that, because so many things have not been right. So I am concerned that if we don't pay attention to what we know of being here a long time, we're not going to be prepared not only to fight a war, but to prevent a war. We can no longer be the world's policeman, and I think all of us understand that. We need to rebuild our diplomatic alliances, and we need to restore our international credibility. Our military and diplomatic force must include the strength of our allies. We cannot do it alone. Now, let me say, in this bill, we have $3.6 billion for C-17s. We produced 34 C-130s. We went through it with a subcommittee in detail. We had to make some changes because the full committee wanted us to make some changes. $3 billion for medium and heavy trucks. I remember when we went to Saudi Arabia the first time, we asked Schwarzkopf, what was the biggest shortage? He said trucks. So we've tried to take care of the things that we realize need to be done. We put money in for Humvees and Marine Corps facility maintenance, and we put for medical maintenance. We transferred money to the Military Construction Committee, and they made the decision where that money should go. And $570 million. No one in Congress, probably in the history of Congress, paid more attention to medical care for the military than Mr. Lewis, Mr. Young, and myself. I mean, we've tried to be in the forefront in making sure that they have what they need in order to take care of the troops. Matter of fact, we put money in some years ago for a center that take care of the amputees, and it took them a while to understand we were serious about it, but it happened. And I'm proud to say that that's working very effectively. So what we have done under the Constitution is appropriate the money where we think it'll do the most good, and we'll continue to do that. This is a good bill, and I would hope the members would vote for it, and we can get the money to the troops that they need.
Back.